A major legal setback for former President Donald Trump. We'll have details of the federal appeals court ruling.
LA faces more rain in the forecast. We'll show you some of the damage so far.
A mother was found responsible for a school shooting in Michigan. Stay tuned to find out more.
Annenberg TV News is next.
A federal appeals court has ruled that former President Donald Trump is not immune from prosecution for charges of plotting to overturn the 2020 election. Hi, I'm Jack Kruger.
I'm Michaela Eidelberg. Political reporter Hannah Abuelhaj joins us to tell us more about this major ruling.
Former President Donald Trump claims that he is immune from prosecution for attempting to reverse the 2020 election results. Today, federal appeals courts rejected his claims. 3 judges unanimously decided that as a citizen, Trump does not have the same protections that he would have as president. Trump faces 4 counts of election subversion charges, including conspiring to defraud the United States and obstruction of an official proceeding. He pleaded not guilty, claiming that he was working to ensure election integrity as part of his presidential duties. But the court's 57-page ruling says, quote, former President Trump has become Citizen Trump with all the defenses of any other criminal defendant. Any executive immunity that may have protected him while he served as president no longer protects him against this prosecution.
There's a possibility that this case will be appealed. There's a possibility that this case will get picked up by the U.S. Supreme Court to say, we would like to weigh in. The reason they were so careful was to send a message to the Supreme Court and the appellate court that there's nothing here. This is not worth appealing. But the court couldn't be more clear. Trump does not have immunity. Because you're president once, you do not get a get-out-of-jail-free card for life.
Trump's team has until February 12th to file an emergency stay request, which asks the Supreme Court to get involved in the case. If approved, it would give his attorneys more time to craft an appeal before a criminal trial would begin.
In case you haven't noticed, LA has been soaked over the past few days. More rain fell than all of last month, and the storm is testing the strength of LA's infrastructure. The rain is forcing Los Angeles drivers to navigate some very dangerous road conditions. Annenberg Media met with CHP officer Luis Quintero for recommendations on how to avoid those potholes and flooded streets.
The rain has caused a lot of landslides that have affected the roadways as well as potholes. And we're seeing heavy traffic in all areas in LA County. If you can stay home, work from home, we recommend to do so, especially during these times. If you do have to go out, we recommend you inspect your vehicles, check the windshield wipers, make sure your lights are working, and just inspect the tire tread. Make sure you don't have bald tires. And like always, reduce your speed, avoid the far right and far left lane, which is where we tend to see floodings.
According to the National Weather Service, LA County is on flood watch through today. Angelenos can expect almost 8 inches of rain in downtown and Culver City, and Bel Air residents can expect up to 12 inches. The rain is also causing headaches for students on campus. Thankfully, the campus has not seen any trees crashing onto power lines or life-threatening landslides, but the rain is still causing issues for students commuting to campus and getting into class.
I wish there were more drains around campus to reduce some of the flooding, and I also wish that certain departments were able to go on Zoom. If there were more online Zoom options, that would be nice, especially since for kids out of campus having to drive here. It's made me less motivated to get up and go to class. A lot of my classes have moved to Zoom, but then I have a couple, my class right now, that still are in person. I feel like it makes it hard to just kind of get up and want to go out.
According to weather reports, the rainy days are expected to end soon, but Wednesday we will still see showers throughout the day.
All the rain has forced people to evacuate. Mudslides have damaged property and roads, and thousands of people have lost power. Annenberg Media's Tracy Mejia shows us the damage in Studio City.
It will be a long time before the residents on this Studio City street will be able to return home, if ever.
Considering the extensive amount of rain that came, I'm surprised that it didn't happen to more houses. From what I understand, it only happened to 2.
Since Sunday, the city crews have been clearing out the rocks, mud, and debris on Lockridge Road. The entire block was forced to evacuate, It was all part of the widespread damage when the massive storm pounded LA.
For the people that have been here a long time, one of the clients that I walked, he had about $40,000 worth of damage because of drainage issues. So again, people that live in this area, I think that they already have the preventative measures in place. This was just probably a one-off kind of a thing.
Reports of hundreds of mudslides have kept fire department and cleanup crews working around the clock. Even if the rain is tapering off, officials warn there is still potential for mudslides. For Annenberg Media, I'm Tracy Mejia.
It's an unprecedented verdict in the United States, the first time a parent has been held responsible for a school shooting committed by their child. Today, Jennifer Crumbley was found guilty of involuntary manslaughter. Her son, Ethan Crumbley, is in prison for killing 4 people in a mass shooting at a Michigan high school. Prosecutors argued Crumbley and her husband did not tell school officials that Ethan had access to guns at their home. One of the victim's fathers reacted to the verdict.
It was a long time coming, but it's definitely a step toward the accountability like what we've been talking about. It's kind of been our goal the whole time. It was tough to wait it out for sure. There was a lot of emotion back here and in the courtroom. It's definitely going to resonate with me for a while.
Jennifer Crumbley was immediately taken into custody and faces up to 15 years in prison. Her husband goes on trial next month.
On Capitol Hill, the House has failed to impeach Secretary of Homeland Security Alejandro Mayorkas.
Even if Congress could concoct both houses of Congress and send to the president's desk for signature, we have no faith that Secretary Mayorkas, of course, would enforce it. He doesn't enforce the laws that are on the books now. And that's why the executive authority and the use of it is so critically important, and why the American people are counting on the president to do something.
The GOP argued for the impeachment of Mayorkas under the Articles of Refusal to comply with the law in a breach of public trust. The debate is a result of the continued southern border crisis, which the GOP blames on Mayorkas and the current administration cabinet. The decision comes at a crucial point in this election year as the vote has stalled efforts for a multi-million-dollar bipartisan border deal. Today, the National Transportation Safety Board released an update on that panel that blew off of an Alaska Airlines flight out of Portland last month. The report reveals that 4 bolts were missing from the door panel of the Boeing MAX 9. Direct cause for the terrifying incident is not yet confirmed, but the report once again puts Boeing under fire. We talked to a USC professor who says the issue is quality control.
Every aircraft that gets built, there's someone that, drills holes, kind of puts the bolts into place, tightens them, and so on. And there's someone who checks their work, right? So that's part of quality control. For, say, a mature process, not every single hole has to be checked. So it does suggest not sort of a design failure, but sort of a quality control failure.
Alaska Airlines says safety is the company's top priority and will continue to work with Boeing and the NTSB in this investigation.
Northwestern University has one of the nation's top journalism programs, but that didn't make the Northwestern daily newspaper immune from a fake front page. 2 students face criminal charges for hijacking their school paper for pro-Palestinian advocacy. More than 5,500 people have signed a petition to get those charges dropped, which carry a maximum of 1 year in jail. The director of Annenberg School of Journalism shared his perspective.
There's a difference between creating a satire newsletter and creating something that physically adjusts a media product that already has advertising involved. There's a respect for someone else's work, and I would raise the question of what's gained at manipulating someone else's work and what's lost when you're, regardless of the perspectives, there's a respect question about the work of those other students.
The Daily Northwestern editorial board says on X, quote, "Our newspaper has always prided itself on its commitment to informing and supporting students, and we believe our publisher should play no part in perpetrating harm against the communities we aim to serve." 70 Northwestern student organizations are boycotting the student paper, claiming systematic suppression of pro-Palestinian voices.
Researchers say a new fentanyl testing device will work in seconds. We'll find out how.
Prices for at-home internet may jump in the coming months. Stay tuned to find out why.
Are college athletes also university employees? Stay tuned for what Dartmouth has to say.
Let me tell you how we amplify our Latine voices. Check out Dímelo. We have it all.
Deportes.
Entertainment. Noticias. ¿Qué tal? Soy Mariela Gómez y bienvenidos a Dímelo Ahora.
Radio and podcasting.
Comida y cultura.
Digital social media.
¿A qué equipo le vas tú? LA Galaxy o LAFC? Dímelo is the only Latina-focused media outlet at USC. Dímelo. We have it all.
Dímelo. We have it all.
Mr. Owl, how many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop?
Let's find out. 1, 2, 3.
How many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop? The world may never know.
There's a new pet.
Chia.
Chia Pet, the pottery that grows. It's fun and easy. Soak your chia, spread the seeds, keep it watered, and watch it grow. And now grow a whole collection of fun with chia teddy bears, puppies, kittens, rams, bulls. There's even a chia tree to keep your pets company. Chia Pets and Trees, the pottery that grows.
The Chia Pet and Chia Tree are available at Kmart, Rite Aid, Ames, and Woolworth. Makes a great gift.
Fentanyl has become an epidemic in this country. Law enforcement, medical researchers, and drug counselors are all looking for ways to fight it. Clara Rodriguez has a story.
The drug fentanyl kills 150 Americans every day, according to the CDC. Fentanyl is a synthetic opioid way more powerful than morphine and even heroin. Texas researchers say they have developed a new way to test for the drug's presence.
If you have something that's easily accessible as a test, then what it does is that it cuts down the time for figuring out what is it that a person has potentially OD'd on, and then you can administer a treatment very quickly.
Right now, it's a prototype that detects fentanyl in urine, and researchers say it does so with 98% accuracy. It's a growing problem on college campuses, but here at USC, crime logs from the past 2 months don't list any fentanyl overdoses, only alcohol overdoses. Still, students recognize the danger.
I think actually in my first year, I saw the effects of it a lot more, and it started to become more prevalent, and students were talking about it more, becoming more aware. And now I think it's very commonplace to see preventative measures like TACO and people handing out fentanyl strips.
So the way that you can really get addicted to fentanyl in particular, I think is what makes it like a really big crisis.
The prototype will be used for testing, not to counteract an ongoing overdose, like the drug Narcan, available free to students. Researchers say the goal is to create a test for saliva, which they say will help lives. For Annenberg Media, I'm Clara Rodriguez.
The government program that provides discounts for internet services is set to expire soon. The Affordable Connectivity Program, or ACP, emerged from the pandemic to provide aid to more than 22 million households, giving $30 credits to each for the internet. The program is about to run out and Congress has yet to approve additional funding. Students are concerned.
We rely on this a lot to kind of afford internet because it's really expensive. And for us to be paying like under $50, I don't even think we'd be able to do like any more than that.
Me and my family, especially having 5 kids in the house, although the internet can get spotty, even having internet really helps us, especially during COVID when all of us were on Zoom and in that house. Like, it was necessary that we had internet to be able to go to class and different things like that. And the continuous of this program will be a big benefit for families like mine, both me as a college student and my family as being a big family.
The program ran on a $14.2 billion allocation and has been the reason why millions of Americans were able to afford the internet. Well, on another note, honestly, Michaela, aren't you so sick of the rain?
I know, I need the sun so bad.
Same, I am not a fan of the rain. Well, Senwin, what's going on with the weather?
Thanks, Jack. Welcome to Weather with a Winner with me, Senwin Pareja. SoCal weather has not been looking like SoCal weather for a hot, or shall I say, cold minute. Looking at current conditions, that's right, 52 degrees with 89% humidity. It's wet, it's chilly, it's been dreary. Let's see if that's going to continue on into the week. According to our 5-day forecast on Wednesday, good news, that should be the last we see of the rain, with a high of 59 and a low of 45. And then starting Thursday, going through till Sunday, we're going to see a temperature increase slowly but surely, and with mostly sunny skies, ending on Sunday at 64 degrees at a high and 44 degrees low. Now, while we aren't out of the woods yet, 70 degrees is the ideal SoCal temperature, and while I do miss it, saying for myself, I hate the rain. So, as a SoCal resident for 3 years now, I finally gave in and brought an umbrella, and I did not feel good about it. But, with that, stay dry.
When I bought that umbrella too, and honestly, it's not for me. $14 could have been saved. Anyways, the basketball team at Dartmouth could be the first college team in the nation to form a union. The path to the union vote came after a federal official said the players are employees of the school. The ruling doesn't sit well with Dartmouth's president.
Look, we support our students on campus. The goal is really to train our students as the next generation of leaders. We have productive working relationships with so many unions, but we believe our athletes are students. We don't give athletic scholarships. We are student athletes here, and we believe our students should be thought of in that way.
The team filed a petition to unionize in September. Dartmouth's lawyers argue that the members did not have the right to negotiate with the university because they didn't receive athletic scholarships and the program has lost its revenue.
Now things are changing. It's a form of protection for athletes. They don't have the ability to go and do something just as basic as have a summer job to make money. They can't because they're required to train. And so it's just good, I think, for athletes to have that are involved in sports. It's very demanding to have protection, and this just provides more of it.
The election for whether the team can unionize does not have a set date and has not gained approval from the National Labor Relations Board yet. This could be met with resistance from the university and the NCAA.
It's Super Bowl week. The Chiefs and 49ers are both officially in Vegas. USC made history after signing this track and field athlete. And Juju continues to break records as the basketball season goes on.
Bonjour, je suis le grand musique.
Je suis la jeune fille.
Yes, that's French they're speaking, and no, these children aren't French, they're American. And they've acquired their amazing new language skills from Muzzy, the remarkable new video language program for children developed by the British Broadcasting Corporation. With this unique BBC language course, children learn a second language with incredible ease. 4 delightful videos quickly become their favorite TV show and teaches children the same way they learned English. Learning another language becomes fun. You'll be amazed when your children begin speaking and understanding their new language from the very first day through this unique method. The entire course, 4 videos, 2 audio cassettes, the activity book, and the parent's guide and answer book is available in French, Spanish, Italian, or German.
To order, use your credit card and call this number. We'll ship and charge you $28.08 a month for 6 months. Your satisfaction is guaranteed. Call 1-800-424-0700.
Okay, this stuff is really amazing. I mean, I put it in my mouth and I taste watermelon, but it's not just that. I taste strawberry too, but it's kind of like a watermelon-y strawberry put together. Hey, hang on. Sorry about that. And the bubbles are really awesome. I mean, that's why they call it Max, I guess, obviously. That sort of makes sense once you think about it. Oh, I'm Dan, and that's Chuck. Hubba Max. A whole new kind of bubble. Hey!
Welcome back to ATVN Sports. I'm Chris Jose Nixon.
And I'm Adia Clark. USC Track and Field has added a world champion to their roster.
Best of my knowledge, I've become the first above-the-knee amputee to ever be recruited, receive an offer, and now commit to a Division I school for track and field. I'm excited to continue my academic and athletic career competing against able-bodied athletes at the University of Southern California. Let's go Trojans! Fight on, baby!
Ezra Freck was born with only one finger on his left hand and completely missing his left knee and shin bone. That did not stop him from achieving great measures. Ezra currently holds the T63 high jump world record and is set to be a part of USC's track and field jumps roster after competing in the 2024 Paralympics. Ezra's commitment to USC speaks to the inclusivity and diversity of USC athletics programs. Marnie Sullivan, graduate distance runner for USC, has shared her journey being deaf and a student athlete. In this video, Marnie documents how she trains with her cochlear implant when it rains. Marnie gives advice to her audience like putting her implant in a dry box to get moisture out before lifts, and encourages her audience to keep training and showing up even if their cochlear implant dies. Marnie and Ezra's stories highlight the power of overcoming adversity and challenging oneself to achieve their dreams.
Dodgers legend Clayton Kershaw has reportedly agreed to terms on a new one-year contract with the team with the player option for 2025. Staying healthy has been a concern in recent years as Kershaw enters his 17th MLB season, but he's coming off a 13-win, 2.46 ERA campaign. The future Hall of Famer hasn't showed signs of slowing down quite yet. But even with Kershaw's new deal, which is pending a physical on Thursday, Joel Sherman says the Dodgers won't have him back until after the All-Star break. There is no exact timetable for his return from a November surgery, which is going to repair the ligaments in his throwing shoulder, but he's expected to start the year on the 60-day IL. Kershaw is just the latest signing from what has been a huge offseason for the Dodgers. And, they'll just have to rely on Shohei Ohtani, Yoshinobu Yamamoto and company until Kershaw's return.
After an unbelievable weekend in the Bay Area, USC guard Juju Watkins graced the cover of Slam magazine and took home a handful of Player of the Week awards. Juju was the cover star of the 248th edition of Slam magazine. Juju's issue featured a list of the 30 players who defined the first 30 years of Slam, which included legends like Kobe, AI, and Maya Moore. The freshman was also named the Naismith Trophy National Player of the Week, ESPN Player of the Week, and AP Player of the Week. Juju also makes history this week by being named the only player to sweep the Pac-12 Player and Freshman Awards more than once in a season. With Juju's accomplishments, do we see her taking her team to the Pac-12 championship win?
Well, funnily enough, just like in football this year, the Pac-12 has been unbelievable in what's unfortunately going to be its final season as a conference. We got, Utah's been amazing. Colorado's been amazing. Oregon State's ranked. Stanford's
Washington,
yeah,
I think 9-0.
They beat us.
Right.
UCLA is great as usual. It's a ridiculous year in the Pac-12, but we saw how she shows up in a big game against Stanford, a top 4 team in the country. I think she's going to bring it in the Pac-12 tournament, and I think as long as everyone else is, playing at their best, they have what it takes to get it done. It's not going to be easy, though.
It's not going to be easy, but Juju is on fire. 51 points?
It's unreal. It's really unreal.
Unreal.
She's the second leading scorer in the country as a true freshman, only behind Caitlin Clark. She's averaging over 27 points right now.
I see them taking it.
It's definitely possible. But both the San Francisco 49ers and the defending champion Kansas City Chiefs have arrived in Las Vegas for Super Bowl week. Things have been smooth for the Chiefs, but the Niners have had some problems because of the recent storms. The UNLV practice field they're using this week was soaked. According to Adam Schefter, the Niners said it felt like walking on a sponge.
It is what it is. We'll be all right. It's the field we got. We'll be all right.
I'm certainly hoping the conditions don't have too much of an impact on practice and my Niners can come out ready to play on Sunday. And that's all we've got. For ATVN Sports, I'm Chris Jose Nixon.
And I'm Adia Clark. I'm getting a little hungry. Let's check in with Liv for tonight's restaurant, Rex.
Well, if you're looking to try new food near campus, stay tuned for the first edition of my segment, Culture Bites.
Let me tell you how we amplify our Latine voices. Check out Dímelo. We have it all.
Deportes.
Entertainment. Noticias. ¿Qué tal? Soy Mariela Gómez y bienvenidos a Dime la Hora.
Radio and podcasting.
comida y cultura.
Digital social media.
¿A qué equipo le vas tú? LA Galaxy o LAFC? Dímelo is the only Latina-focused media outlet at USC. Dímelo, we have it all.
Dímelo, we have it all.
Want quality name brand carpet for less?
Call Empire and you can get quality carpet at the lowest price guaranteed. And no payments for 1 year.
800-588-2300 Empire.
Today.
I've replaced your shoelaces with fruit by the foot.
So you did. I replaced your fingers with fruit by the foot.
Bravo. I've replaced your bones with fruit by the foot.
Indeed you have. I replaced your guitar strings with fruit by the foot.
Seems like a step backwards, but alright. I've replaced your DNA with fruit by the foot. That would be end game, my friend.
Fruit by the foot. Fruit-flavored snack.
Welcome back to Culture Bites, the segment where I give you a taste of LA's diverse culture through its food. February is Black History Month, so we must start with some Southern cooking. When Black Americans moved here from Texas, New Orleans, Atlanta, and other cities during the Great Migration, they brought their food with them. Today, I sampled some of Chef Marilyn's Cole's best dishes. Chef Marilyn's is a cafeteria-style, to-go-only restaurant where you can fill your plate with Southern classics like mac and cheese, collard greens, cornbread dressing, and fried chicken. Marilyn's mother grew up in Louisiana and taught her to cook traditional Southern dishes. Since then, her restaurant has become a staple of the Crenshaw community.
It went from me selling dinners out of my house to me driving down the street on Crenshaw and seeing this restaurant for lease, and that was in 1989. You have a lot of Southern restaurants here in LA, and they're all good, but mine is made with love, you know, and you can tell the difference. You can tell the difference, and everybody loved my food, and that just makes me feel good. That's just the icing on the cake.
It is raining, but that is not going to stop me from digging into this delicious looking plate. I mean, that is what you want mac and cheese to look like. So good. Mashed potatoes with some short rib gravy. Oh my God. So good. That gravy is insane. I mean, this is exactly what I want to be eating on a day like today. Southern food is arguably the first and possibly only truly American cuisine, and you can taste that tradition in every bite. So if you're craving a comforting home-cooked meal, Chef Marilyn is going to treat you just like family.
Oh my God, that got me so hungry. Dining hall?
Oh my God, I cannot go back to that dining hall mac and cheese after watching that video. That looks so good, especially in this weather. Perfect. Anyways, thanks for watching Annenberg TV News. From everyone at Annenberg Media, I'm Jack Kruger.
And I'm Michaela Eidelberg. For more coverage, watch and subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/Annenberg Media. Good night.